Hello and welcome to the first official podcast for The Glory. We're your hosts, Jeremiah Mondi,
Isabella Viteri,
and we're so excited to get started. We're going to open up today and start talking about kind of our goals for the podcast, what we want to bring to you guys and show.
Okay, so basically, I'd like to point out, Blue Band is Blue Band, but there are athletic bands. We are a huge organization, and we cover so many things that you guys might not realize.
Like, we cover the hockey band, we cover volleyball, we cover basketball. There's all kinds of different things that we're a part of. There's so many students inside of the athletic bands and Penn State Blue Band organization. And one of the things we want to do is kind of find people to interview. Like, today we have Ellie and Carson, who are both the former and now current drum majors. We're going to have directors, we're going to have different student leaders, and hopefully some athletes, too, coming on to just talk about what it means, the legacy of the Blue Band, the legacy of the pep bands.
The
and kind
impact.
Yes, the impact. And, like, what it means to just be a Penn Stater. I mean, this is such a large community and such a great family that, you know, we want to show it off.
I enjoy it. I'm really happy to be here all 4 years, just, enjoying yourselves, becoming a Penn Stater, really knowing what it is like to be a Penn Stater.
I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
I wouldn't either. Okay.
Go right into some talking about the game.
Okay. So, 1-0. I'd like to point out, let's go against Nevada. I was a little worried there for a second, but I think our football team got it together. We really
The first drive was a little scary. And then once there was the turnover, it was like, all right. Yeah. And then another turnover, and then it was like, oh, yeah, this game's over. It was over after the field goal.
No, I think once we got past like the 30-3, I was like, okay, that's enough of a gap for me to be like, no. I think we're good. I think we're gonna have this game in the bag. Not that it wasn't already in the bag,
Well, it started off right. Our pregame went really well, I think, for a first pregame.
Yes.
There should be videos posted on the Blue Band's social media and YouTube very soon, which is where this will be released. So make sure to check that out along with our halftime. It was a really good halftime. It was a karaoke halftime.
I think the student section liked it. I couldn't hear anybody singing though. I was a little worried, especially like Sweet Caroline.
Sweet Caroline, I think people were definitely singing. It was a really fun show. And I loved the drill for some of it. Like the 1-0 was fantastic.
I saw the picture for that. It was so crisp and clean. Oh my gosh.
Maybe
that was just me from the angle, but I thought it looked really good.
I loved it. On a good note, we can talk about Ellie, who had her first game as the drum major, had an amazing flip, an amazing salute.
Flips twice.
Flips, yes. Sorry. She did fantastic, though. Like, she killed it. All the pressure that was on her, all of the people there recording her. I mean, I don't think she could have handled it better.
Gosh. No, I think 100% I would understand, like, her being nervous, like, the very first time. Because, like, I didn't realize that there was... I understood that there was a lot of anticipation around with her, but, like, I didn't realize just how many people were, like, so invested. And I was like...
Yes.
It's not... I mean, I don't want to say it's not that big a deal, but it's 100% was, like... Some people I feel might have been like, oh my gosh, it's like, she's, I don't know. I think they might have been doubting her a lot. And like, I'm glad like she was like, she definitely was like, yeah, I got this. And she did it twice. And I think it'll just go up from here. Like, it's just going to go fantastic.
It's just the beginning. 1-0.
It's going to be 16-0?
Let's hope so.
Fingers crossed.
I know, though, I made sure whenever that first flip went on and we were sitting in fanfare, I looked up at that point to look at it. And I smiled so big whenever in the crowd, that was a loud. When she landed that flip and put the salute up, wow.
I think she lost her plumes for the first flip. But I was like, she landed it. I was like, oh, thank heavens. Oh, my gosh.
Put it in a little tighter for game 2 for it's FIU.
Okay.
Villanova.
The shorter hat. Little.
I love it. It's perfect.
So cute. It works for her, which I'm glad. So now we're going to turn it over to our first female drum major, Ellie Sheehan.
Welcome, Ellie Sheehan, the first female drum major of the Penn State Blue Band. Thank you for joining us, Ellie.
So, like, what was the first thing that ran through your head when they were like, Ellie Sheehan will be the first female drum major?
I immediately started crying. This has been a dream come true, a dream of mine for as long as I can remember. So I was just like, wow, like my 8-year-old self would be like crying right now. And I was crying in the moment.
So did you have that like want to go to Penn State then since you were like super little and like want to be in the blue band since you were a small child?
Yeah, so I'm from near the area, and ever since I went to my first Penn State game, I was like, I want to be the drum major. And then I realized that there had never been a first female, and I was like, that'd be kind of cool if that like works out. But like it was ultimately just I want to become the drum major of Penn State Blue Band.
Nice. Okay. So obviously we have our first game coming up this weekend. How are you preparing for like all of the events that you have to do? Because I know you have to attend like President's Tailgate, the actual like just running onto the field, like all of it.
I'm really excited. I mean, I'm not nervous at all. I'm really excited and can't wait. Just being there with the band and like Mackenzie, and having everyone by my side and being able to represent them. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
You did get to throw the first pitch for the Altoona Curve. I know that was really close to home in Hollidaysburg.
Yeah.
What was that kind of like to like get to throw, the first pitch at a stadium so close to home?
It was really cool to support my community back home too, because they've had a really big part in this too. So yeah, it was so cool to go out there, and they made like a really big deal about it. But it was cool to meet everyone and get pictures, and again, like random people would just come up to me who I have no idea who they are, and they're like, "I'm so proud of you! Like this is awesome." So it's really cool to give back to the community too.
That's so good. Like, who inspired you, like, just to like want to be anything, all music related?
My dad is a high school band director, and then he became my high school band director. But I grew up with him in my house, like just looking at him and his love and passion for music education and giving to his students, and I just kind of saw that and looked up to him and wanted to do the same.
I love that. Did he like help you a lot with like the preparation too of like getting into the band, and of course like the preparation of like learning how to do the flip and learning like all the intricacies of the leadership that you have to be the drum major? I
mean, he helped me a little bit. It was more like, do 10 more flips, another one. It was really hard on me. But I had a lot of other support, like trainers, and I talked to a lot of the past drum majors, and just like people in the band, and obviously Carson has helped me a ton. But yeah, my dad was very supportive and helped me a lot.
Did you have like any experience with like dance or gymnastics that helped with any of that?
Yeah, I danced for about like 14 years up until I came to college. I danced competitively. I also did gymnastics when I was about 7 and cheerleading in like elementary school. But the main thing was dance for sure.
So are you kind of going to bring in a similar way to the past drum major and Carson, a little bit of danceness to it the way that he did? Or are you kind of like ready to pull some different things out your sleeve?
I think there's going to be some dancing, especially some things with Mackenzie. You can look forward to that in pregame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been practicing.
Pregame. Oh,
yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
If you see in the TikTok.
I've
no.
not.
If you see in the TikTok, there's, yeah. But yeah, I'll pull some dance things, and I have some other ideas too. So we'll see what's to come.
So how are you preparing for the actual run? Because I think I've seen you like running around like the blue band field, like prepping for it. Like, is there anything else that you do?
Yeah, I flip a lot. Right before I came up here for Officer Week and Blue Band Camp, I was training flipping every single day. Sometimes I'd take a day off and just do like cardio, but just reps and reps and reps. And a lot of the drum majors will say, trust the training. So when I get out there, it's really just about the training and everything that I've prepared for, and just like mentally knowing my space and where I'm at, and just kind of blocking everything out and not letting things get to my head while I'm in the moment and doing the flip. But a lot of cardio.
I feel like it's interesting, though, to think about that, because I feel like it can be overlooked how much actual hard work goes into, like, the cardio and the flip. And, like, you don't realize it until you see or hear you talk about that amount of cardio you do. It's cool.
Yeah, and for me, it's really, really mental. Like, that was the biggest hurdle that I had to jump through, and just like, all right, I'm not going to hurt myself. I can land it. Like, being positive about it, because it is really scary and a blind landing. So it's very mental.
So, okay, no, you kind of mentioned it, like the hardships of like actually flipping. Like, I can't imagine flipping and like, not thinking of all those things. I know Carson was like, he just has to like calm himself down right before he runs, because then it's like, oh my gosh, if you think about it as they're announcing it, especially the first time, like you're just not gonna remember everything, and then like, yeah, I can't think about that.
Yeah, you just can't think about anything. Like when I think really hard about I have to do this, this, and this in the moment, I won't have as good of a flip. If I just go out and I'm thinking about absolutely nothing and just block it all out, it'll be a good flip. Like on Friends and Family Day, I could not even tell you if Mr. Kimmel announced my name. I just blocked everything out and just flipped.
Hey, that's the way to go.
I don't even think I was 100% sure you flipped, and then like I had friends and family that were like, yeah, she did the flip. I was like, actually? Like, I didn't even see it. I guess I'd, like, look at the Jumbotron, like, even though we're not supposed to see if, like,
I definitely
like,
have the little peek up, too.
Yeah, I did both flips on Saturday. So that was my big debut.
Wow. Congrats. So one question I'll shift it a little bit that we wanted to ask is, like, something about the Blue Band is the legacy of the Blue Band. You know, it's been around for over 125 years. What do you kind of see as, like, your legacy? What do you want to add? Like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of people will remember me as the first female drum major, but I'm hoping that my leadership and how I'm able to serve the band and just be a positive light and represent them well is what I hope to be remembered by, and not just like the first female drum major.
Because I know you played piccolo right before this. Was it like a big shift? Like, obviously it's a lot more attention and a lot more like, you're like the face of the band now. So like, do you feel like there was a huge shift, like just personally or like even, you know, publicly?
Yeah. In some ways, yes. But since it is my 5th year, it kind of helped me know how to kind of navigate the position and like what they're looking for in the drum major. But I don't think it was like a huge shift at all.
Wow.
So we kind of want to go back to, like, your high school experience. And I know you talked earlier, like, you wanted to be the drum major since you were a little kid. Mm-hmm. I know you were a drum major in high school and you were a homecoming queen. How did all that kind of, like,
Very
shape
cute
towards
picture, by
going
the way.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that some of the best advice I've ever heard was lead by leading yourself and lead with your legacy in mind. So, like, everything that I would do in high school or junior high or et cetera, when I had this dream of becoming the Blue Band drum major was, like, for that. So I, like, knew to be the drum major in high school, like, that would help propel into, like, becoming the Blue Band drum major and just being able to serve people and lead others. I'm really passionate about serving others, so that it kind of came from there.
Okay, so for actual game day, obviously you all have, like, traditions. Like, what are the most meaningful traditions for you? Like, whether it's Penn State traditions, Blue Band traditions, drum major traditions, like, what is most meaningful?
I'm most excited to put on the uniform. That's, like, I feel like that's just a big deal for the drum major, and to walk around with a hat on. Like, that's gonna be so cool. One of my favorite Blue Band traditions is singing the alma mater before we leave. It makes me, like, really emotional. And then obviously I'm excited for the flip. I'm really, really excited to show off my flip because a lot of people are doubting it.
I can't wait to see you prove them wrong. So you kind of talked the alma mater. Is there any other traditions, though, other than that are, like, you're super excited to kind of go out there? Or is the alma mater, like, your big, like, that?
I'm just excited for everything. Just being able to represent the Blue Band and do all the things, like Team Arrival. Like, I'm excited for it all, really.
Actually, do you know what you do for Team Arrival? I don't, like... I, like, signed up for it, but I don't even know what you have to do for it.
Yeah, so we lead the football players, like, come up in their buses, and then we lead them into the stadium, and we play some of the pregame music.
Oh.
And down into the stadium, and then the Lionettes are there, the Lions there. There's tons of people lined up on the sides. It's kind of like a little parade into the stadium.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So will that be your, like, first official time in the uniform would be the Team Arrival?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay. Oh, I'll let you go.
So we kind of wanted to ask, I know you're studying marketing. After this and after Blue Band, what do you kind of have laid out for yourself? What's your future plans?
I had a marketing internship this summer, and I'm hoping to maybe get a job there, or like, I should know soon. But yeah, I'm planning on getting a job, living at home for a little bit, and then we'll see where the future takes me after that. But yeah, having a marketing position.
Alrighty. We wish you the best of luck this season, Ellie, and we cannot wait to see you in Beaver Stadium. Thank you, Ellie. That was a fantastic interview. We're so happy how well it went, and of course how well the first game went, that being recorded before the first game, kind of getting to hear the anticipation that you had, Ellie, and really to lead up into it.
Now we're going to turn it over to our past drum major, Carson Pedaci, and hear all of his previous experiences and advice for our next drum major.
Hello, Carson. We're excited to have you. Welcome, the former drum major of the Penn State Blue Band.
Great to be here. I can't believe this is the first time hearing former. So
hey. Former now. It was a great run.
It was a good run. So I'm happy to be here, though. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming. So I kind of want to open this up and just ask you about your childhood, where you came from. I know you're from the Hershey area.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of give me a little bit about, maybe your parents, rundown all that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could say this now. I was born, unfortunately, in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
so yeah. So we moved to Pennsylvania when I was young, in the Elizabethtown region, and then moved to Hershey in around 2007, and kind of just spent the rest of my life there. So very fortunate to be able to still be in my childhood home, and get to go. Just something special about that. So. No, I have a lot of pride for Hershey. I have a lot of pride for kind of where I've come from, and definitely was instrumental in helping me be here.
I love that. So with that, was Penn State a place of kind of like, I kind of want to go to Penn State, and you thought that all the whole time? Or did you have different options that you're like, maybe I want to go here? Or was Penn State always the dream?
No, yeah, it really was kind of one of those things where, neither of my parents are from here, so I was kind of the first in my family to be a Penn Stater. Obviously in Hershey you have a lot of pride there for Penn State. So I remember hearing a lot when I initially chose to come here that, you don't seem like a Penn State guy. It's like, well, yeah, because I don't have like a whole basement full of memorabilia. And for a while I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. And I think I came back like June of in between my sophomore and junior year. And I felt I missed it so much. And I was like, darn it. I'm going to be that guy. I'm that guy.
Hey, you got to love it.
Yeah, so, but no, I didn't initially believe I'd probably be coming here. I kind of had my sights set on, for a while it was, I was looking between here and Pittsburgh, so.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, I want to make sure I thrive wherever, or like I like excitement. I want stuff happening, and I think I really hit it off when I first toured here. But it was like the first college I toured, pretty much like seriously. And then I think looking back, I was like, all right, it was during COVID, and I had to get down to kind of the between the two, and I said, like, I'm going to Pittsburgh, and I was like, let me just take one last look at the virtual tour. And thank gosh I did, because I was like, this place is so beautiful, this place is so, has so much character and personality and history, and I love Pittsburgh, but I think I love the city more than the campus, so that was ultimately what, made the decision for me.
Understandable. Do you see yourself going to Pittsburgh kind of after? Are you planning to move to that area?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the top considerations, I'd say, so it's either staying here or going over there.
Very understandable. It's a great city.
Mm-hmm.
When you were considering Penn State, though, how much did the Blue Band play an aspect in you? I know you played mellophone for it before being drum major.
Yeah.
Were you kind of hesitant of, do I want to join the band or not? Or were you like, if I'm going to Penn State, I want to join the Penn State Blue Band?
Yeah, we got to tour the facility when, I was visiting, and so I just got to talk with Mr. Cree, who just recently retired. So
I love Mr. Cree.
Love Mr. Cree, but he was nice enough to, pop open the Mellow mega case, and so, it was just like everyone was so nice there. He was just, so good, and my tour guide, I don't know exactly who it was, but I just was really appreciative of them because they let it be known, it's like, it's not how well you play. We just want to make sure, you're showing up and staying positive and all that stuff. And I think that really did help me in my mindset going into the audition. But yeah, I think after that I said, like, I definitely want to play in in a superior band is what I'd say. So it's such a great program here, and I definitely wanted to be a part of that. I couldn't really see myself coming here without at least, trying my all to get into this ensemble. So it was one of those things, I guess, where it's like, well, I could, just be part of the band here, but I could maybe be drum major at Pittsburgh, and so kind of it was the best of both worlds, as it worked out. But, lot of lucky steps to get there.
Yeah. So you said being drum major at Pittsburgh, did you have kind of a mindset of like, if I go to the blue band, my ultimate goal is to become the drum major? Or did that kind of develop as you were in the blue band?
Yeah, so, I mean, my first Penn State game was in 2019. I came with Hershey to band jam, and so we got to see, I think it was the Buffalo game that year. And so we I got to see it. I saw, it had to have been Frisbee, do his flip, and I was thinking, like, that's so cool. I want to, have the big hat on, and, I think I have never seen the Flintstones, but, like, they described it as the Great Poobah, like, the people around me. So it was like, I want to be the guy in the Great Poobah hat. And then, so I was like, I'll have to learn how to flip. And kind of back in my head, it was like, we'll get there. Don't worry about that right now. So, but yeah, it was always kind of in the back of my head. Just wanted to, going into freshman year, it was, just trying to get my feet under me, trying to get, used to the program. And it was already, swimming around. I talked to a few people about it. The main thing I would tell people is that I just didn't want to end up on the Sports Center, not top 10. So, yeah, but thankfully got through so far without, making that an accomplishment.
Hey, I think the hat dropping and catching it should have been on it for good reasons.
Hey, no comment. No comment. It's okay.
That was probably one of the highlights of my year, was seeing that. That was really cool for me.
No, yeah, everyone was talking about it like weeks afterwards. I was like,
oh man,
I didn't even see it happen. I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I want to ask, so you said kind of thinking about the flip. I know you kind of practiced with the club gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what was that like in learning the flip? Was it kind of a hard thing where it was like, oh, wow, this is difficult? Or did you kind of handle it right away?
I mean, it definitely takes time. And I was lucky enough to have a good support system behind me for that. So I talked to a Sousa player. So how it all worked out was my guide, during my freshman year, her boyfriend had tried out for Drum Major. And so he kind of taught me the basics, the fundamentals of everything, and I was practicing on the field. And then, there's the good memory I remember of, like, it was right before practice. They're like, all right, so let's do one last one. And I just kind of, like, psych myself out. I land, like, flat on my back in front of everybody. And and the more people I talk to, they're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, I couldn't get away from that one. But I would just remember thinking, like, if it happens, then this will just be part of the journey. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be defined by this moment. So,
yeah.
He moved elsewhere for a job. So it was kind of me, and he mentioned club gymnastics. So I'll go over there. And that was pretty much like, I want to say like mid-September to late October, maybe even like mid-November, because, I got over there, kind of like let my intentions be known.
Yeah.
I had I knew someone, like one or two people going into club gymnastics, and they were just so sweet, and they helped me out. So shout out to Olivia, shout out to Pierre. Those two really did help me kind of feel at home and welcome there.
Yeah.
So kind of. You get the real bouncy stuff, and then it's like you go into the pit, then you go into the mat, then you go into the the floor, and then you go into the less bouncy floor. And so, and then there's about a half a month I think I was doing both gym and field, just because it's one of those things where it's like I feel like you can get lucky every once in a while, but it's really hard to kind of shift from flipping out to flipping up. I think that was the hardest part, and even kind of talking to some prospects this year, I kind of see that same trend. So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like that took a little bit, but yeah, definitely. And even then, I was I got to talk to a coach who helped some of the drum majors of the '90s kind of be where they were, and she was really helpful in kind of giving me some feedback, giving me some constructive criticism, and yeah, I think between all those people, it really did make a difference in my journey.
That's really cool. I like that there was a coach that helped some of the drum majors from the 90s, and it kind of connects that legacy of the blue band and the legacy of being the drum major. And that's like a really cool, I feel like, tie to the history that there is inside the blue band.
For sure. Yeah, she's a queen, Barb. Shout out Barb. Yeah, so she was telling me that her and Tom Roberts, who was drum major, I believe, in 92 and 93, they would have like the big shoulder camera, and they'd look at the like little viewfinder, at the footage rather than, now we have our nice little smartphones to help us out.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it like the first time doing it in Beaver Stadium?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, it was nerve-wracking because you're already like, just trying to get everything, trying to get the whole system down. And, after all that, they're like, all right, no pressure, but you have 110 people, 1,000 people watching you. So it was one of those things where, for every game I got nervous, like, because, you switched into shoe, your cleats, secret, it's cleats underneath boot spats. But, so it switched from dinkles to cleats, and then, just kind of get everything ready, get some water, just kind of, get into the mental state. But it's like, even then you have 20 to 40 minutes that you kind of have to just kill. And so I tried to do, dance and like interact with, the people in the front rows and just kind of doing anything to keep your mind off of it. We still have that like knot of dread that's just sitting in your stomach. And then I remember the first game, it was just like snapshots. Like I don't remember any like cohesive thing. It was just like, all right, I'm with the drum line. All right, now we're lining up. Now I'm on the line. Now I'm marching out with him. Now I'm alone. Like, and it's like I'm running. I'm on the ground. And it was like,
landed safe.
Yeah, so I was like, it was just a relief. And then I remember the second one. It was a little shifty. It was a little hot back, but it was okay. We worked out where it all worked out okay. And then just because it was a primetime game, home opener. And against West Virginia, so it was just kind of a high-stakes thing, and NBC did a really nice job. Of course, made for good TV. He's doing his first flip on, et cetera, et cetera. But they did such a nice job, and they were so supportive on the air. So I really appreciated that, and at that day, and it was a nice coming home to that and seeing that on social media.
Yeah, so that's really nice. That's cool. When you had the rest of those flips after the first one, did that pressure ever feel like it dropped, or did that you always kind of have that knot that's in you where every single pregame it's like
they call out your name, Carson Pedacy.
It was one of those things where you get so locked in, I didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear Mr. Kimmel, but it was one of those. I feel like there would always be someone in the crowd watching, so I kind of had to make sure all of them were good for one reason or another, because usually for the smaller games, I had family there, and for the bigger games, obviously there's some stakes in terms of the legends. So,
yes.
It's kind of the best of both worlds. So, it made for good motivation to be at the top of my game week in and week out.
I love that. Mm-hmm. As you kind of continued on, what are some of like the favorite game day memories you have? Like what stands out to you going out,
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll say this. This one's probably my favorite. So, like I said, so I went with my high school to the Buffalo game in 2019. That coincided with my birthday. So I turned 17, and I got to go to Penn State and got to play, got to see him perform and, see the Drum Major and everything. So flash forward to 2024, and we had another game on my birthday. The Bowling Green game was on my birthday, and it just so happened that my high school was actually going to that game too. So it was a nice little full circle moment where I got to then, be on the other side, which was, I think, makes that one of my favorite games, just flat out.
Thank you, Carson, so much. We learned so much about you, such great information to know, and I hope our new drum major, Ellie Sheehan, will be able to take some experience. I know how nervous she might have been, especially how much pressure she had, so I know how much it will help her.
Yes. And of course, Carson did get to see her during the first game. Carson was there. They got to talk, give a little bit of advice after. It was really nice to see both Carson and Ellie together. So, yeah. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in today to the first For the Glory podcast. There is more to come throughout the whole season. So much to cover, so many people to interview. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.